Are we doing this? Yes, we are doing this. We're going to start with smudging, and then we're going to drum up a new life, because it all starts with a vision. And if you haven't got a vision, woo, check that out. Well, that's what happens, right? It all goes up in smoke. Because when you commit to a vision of your life, when you commit to a vision of yourself in your life, who are you? What do you want? You know, these are very important questions that most of us don't even ask ourselves. We go through life not really curious about who am I, not really knowing what we want, and so what we get is all by chance. So let's begin today, Monday, at Moon's Day, the influence of the emotion. Let's begin today by getting a vision. Hey, Meg. Hey, Lorraine. And let's hold on to that vision. Now, in order for us to create something, sometimes we have got to let other things go. So today I just randomly pulled a card. It's the Death card. So the Death card is all about birth, death, and rebirth. It's about correcting and continuing. You know, if you have a vision for your life and it isn't quite coming true yet, then maybe there's some things that you need to correct. And maybe it starts as simple as creating a vision board. You know, I talked about this last week, about how we create our reality. And when you can envision it, that's the very first step of spiritual manifestation. You're not going to manifest anything if you can't see it and then call it into creation. So let's take this beautiful Monday, this beautiful Moon's Day. Let's sit and sip. Because what that does is when you are creating a vision and you get yourself a beverage, whether it's an adult beverage or not, and you sit, what happens is that your guides start paying attention. They're going, oh, what is she up to? And how can we help? Because your spiritual guidance is for your highest and best or better. Because if we could use our little 3-pound brains to conjure up the most magnificent life by ourselves, well, we all would. But what we need along the way is some spiritual guidance, some ways of connecting with, well, I used to say God, Goddess, the big chicken in the sky. However you see your higher self, however you see your higher power. When you take a few moments every day to connect, to tap in, to say, where do you want me? How can I serve? Then you align with your purpose. You become unstuck because you are unstoppable. And for those of us who don't claim that, and thanks if you're listening on the replay, if you're not claiming that you're unstoppable, then go back and reflect back on your life. Where did you stop? You know, Angeles Arian has some wonderful questions. Where did you stop singing? Where did you stop dancing? And where did you stop telling stories? You know, your life is an unfolding story, nothing more than that. You are the only you that there is in the universe at this time. Only you can fulfill your dreams. Only you can have a vision of your future. And when we don't take charge like that, when we don't acknowledge that I am the captain of my fate, I am the driver of my car, I am the one who creates, then you're at the whim and whimsy of everyone else. Someone will come along and say, oh, do you want to do this? And because you have no vision, because you don't know your non-negotiables, you'll say yes. And you'll be down some avenue, some road, some street, some place that you don't necessarily want to be. So in order for us to create our own reality, rather than riding along on the shirt tails of someone else's, we need to know these things about ourselves. We need to know, who am I? And, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I'm love. Now, love is passionate. Love is excitable. Love calls you out. That doesn't mean that it's not love. What it means is that I'm one of those people who sees your highest potential. You can tell me your dream, and I can create a business out of that. Because that is one of my gifts. One of my gifts is to help you, first of all, define your dream. You can't find it if you don't define it. So in order to find your dream, having a vision, starting with a vision, that's the number one step of spiritual manifestation. With no vision, no results. Because where energy goes, attention flows, and the results show. So if you don't have a vision, if you don't know, if you're wandering around going, well, I don't know, I've never had that experience, so how do I know if I want it? Then what you're going to get is a lot of I don't know. But when you set your sights on something, when you allow the old you to die away, when you come to go, oh, I can give birth to a brand new me. I just need to let the old me die away. Because the old you might not be able to hold the energy of the new you. The old you might be what's holding you back. And as you discover that, well then, hang on a second, you get your trusty knife and you cut the cord from the old you. And you do it many times. I love the number 40. And so 40 times you get out there and you cut that cord to the old you that isn't propelling you to be who you want to be. Let her go. Let him go. Let it die. There is no life left in it. So as you discover this about yourself, that the old you can't take you to where the new you wants to go, then you can let it go with no shame, no blame, and no regret. Because being unstoppable means that you can let that go and keep on going. You can look for where do things get better. You can look for synchronicities that you're on the right track. You can feel what it would feel like to be free of that part of you, unencumbered by shame and blame and guilt. Allowing yourself to acknowledge everything that you have created so far and and build on your accomplishments and your achievements. Because for most of us, no one else is going to come along and tell us how amazing we are, except me. And in case no one has told you, I'll tell you, you're amazing. But most of us don't have a group of cheerleaders. And most of us are afraid that we're arrogant if we say how amazing we are. So we keep ourselves small. Our vision is tiny. Do you know that you are magnificent beyond your wildest dreams? So be wild. Ignite your long forgotten dreams, because they're in there. Fire them up. And then let that part of you that is scared, is nervous, wonders, can I do that? Let that part go. Tell them thank you, a lot of thank yous. Thank you for being there for me when I didn't know I would survive. Thank you for being there for me when I was playing small. Thank you for being there for me as I learned to grow bigger, as I have larger desires, bigger dreams, and aspirations built on my achievements and my accomplishments. So let's raise the vibe to love and above. Love on who you are right now. Let's love them up. Infuse yourself with the vitality and energy to overcome any obstacle, because they are opportunities. Oh, thanks for all that love. They're nothing but opportunities. And if your perspective is that it's an obstacle, then it's going to be. If your perspective is that it is an opportunity, then it's going to be. Because what's that saying? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Well, behold yourself as fulfilled. Behold yourself as having a passionate purpose. Behold yourself as someone who knows how to accomplish things. Of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't be right here, right now. But so often we pull ourselves back from acknowledging, because someone says to us, well, you're really full of yourself. Excuse me, who else would I want to be full of? And as you do this, as you acknowledge your accomplishments, your achievements, knowing you're full of yourself, overflowing with yourself, then your dreams and aspirations begin to come into reality. So look at this card. This is a collage. This is a collage of the card Death, which is all about birth, death, and rebirth. But and when we look at this, we can see that there's someone reclining here on the ground. There's someone on their knees. All those things that go along with letting something that no longer serves you die. And we think that we're going to die if we let a piece of us that isn't really working out. We think we're going to die. You're not going to die. Guess what you're going to do? You're going to free yourself. So let's do that. Let's energize our hands. Put your hands on your heart. Take a nice deep breath, and we're going to open freely. So I open freely to give, accept, and embrace all that the universe has for me. One more time. I open freely to give. Give it away, give it away, give it away. Accept big old bowls with your hands and embrace, put it in your heart, all that the universe has for me. One more time. I open freely to give, accept, and embrace all that the universe has for me. Namaste, aho, bliss, and in case no one has told you so far today, you are amazing. So Be even more amazing. Spread your wings. See how high you can fly. And never give up on yourself, because you are unstoppable. You have a purpose. We all have a purpose for being here. Every single solitary one of us. And you can do it. All right, everyone. Have a fabulous rest of your day. Bye-bye.